First up, cows. Cattle are big, strong, and let's face it, not always the sharpest tools in the shed. That means their fencing needs to be durable enough to withstand a little bovine bull-in-a-china shop action. Here are a few options that'll keep Bessie from becoming a neighborhood lawn ornament. Barbed wire's a classic for a reason. It's cheap, effective, and tough as a $2 steak. Just remember, it can be rough on a cowhide if they get tangled up. Not exactly a day at the spa. Now let's talk horses. Magnificent creatures, aren't they? But when it comes to fencing, remember this. Horses are a lot like toddlers. They're curious. They like to test boundaries. And they're surprisingly strong for their size. Your horse fencing needs to be a balance of strength, visibility, and safety. You want something that'll keep them contained but won't turn them into a four-legged pincushion. Wood is the gold standard when it comes to horse fencing. It's like the well-worn leather saddle of the fencing world. Classic, sturdy, and horses can see it clearly. Just be prepared to put in some sweat equity. Wood needs regular maintenance. Think splinters, rot, termites, you name it. But hey, a little elbow grease never hurt anyone, right? Now, if you're short on time or just prefer a lower maintenance option, vinyl fencing is worth a look. It's like the synthetic saddle of the horse world. It's smooth, durable, and you can hose it down when it gets dirty. Plus, it'll give your farm that clean, polished look without breaking the bank. For those of you with pastures big enough to land a small plane, electric tape or rope is the way to go. It's easy to install, highly visible, and it'll give your horses a gentle reminder to stay put. Think of it as an invisible fence for your equine friends. Just remember, electric fencing alone isn't enough. You still need a perimeter fence to keep them from wandering off on a whim. No matter what type of fencing you choose, make sure it's between 4.5 and 6 feet high, depending on the breed and their penchant for aerial acrobatics. Let's talk goats, those lovable little escape artists with a knack for finding trouble. Goat fencing is all about outsmarting a four-legged Houdini with a taste for mischief. Remember, if a goat can get its head through something, the rest of the goat is sure to follow. That's why woven wire fencing is your best bet. The small openings make it tough for goats to stick their heads through, and it's strong enough to withstand a climb or two. But even the best woven wire fence can be breached by a determined goat. That's where electric fencing comes in. Think of it as an extra layer of insurance for your sanity. A single strand of electric wire strategically placed can be a real deterrent. Combine it with woven wire, and you've got yourself a goat-proof fortress. Now, if you're dealing with a particularly mischievous mob, or just prefer a more heavy-duty option, livestock panels or goat-specific panels are worth considering. These things are built like tanks and can withstand even the most determined escape attempts. They're a bit more expensive, but sometimes you gotta pay for peace of mind, right? No matter what you choose, goat fencing should be at least 4 to 5 feet tall and sturdy enough to withstand a hurricane. Goats are notorious for testing boundaries, so regular inspections are a must. A loose board or a broken wire is all it takes for a herd of goats to turn your farm into their own personal buffet. Next up, pigs. Now pigs are smart, like scary smart, and they're strong, and they love to root. Your pig fencing needs to be Fort Knox for swine. That's where hog panels come in. These heavy-duty panels are specifically designed to contain those porky escape artists. They're tall enough to discourage jumping and strong enough to withstand a pig's impressive strength. Plus they're smooth, so your pigs won't get scraped up trying to make a break for it. Now if hog panels aren't your thing, you can use woven wire fencing. But here's the catch. You gotta bury the bottom portion at least 6 to 12 inches deep. Pigs are master diggers, and if they can't go over, they'll go under. Think of it as building a moat around your pig pen. Electric fencing is another great option for pigs, especially if you're rotating pastures or need a temporary setup. A single strand of electric wire placed a few inches off the ground will give those snouts a little zap they won't soon forget. Trust me, pigs learn quickly when electricity is involved. Remember, pig fencing should be at least 3 feet high and inspected regularly for any signs of weakness. And don't underestimate the power of an extra electric wire at the bottom. It's a small investment that can save you a whole lot of headaches down the road. Last but not least, let's talk about our feathered friends. Poultry fencing is all about keeping those chickens, ducks, and geese safe from predators. And trust me, there's no shortage of critters out there looking for an easy meal. Your best bet? Hardware cloth. This stuff is the gold standard of poultry fencing. It's got small openings that'll keep out even the most determined raccoon, fox, or snake. Plus, it's sturdy enough to withstand a pecking or two. Think of it as chainmail for your chickens. Now, chicken wire has its place, but it's not predator-proof. It's fine for keeping your birds contained, but don't rely on it to keep predators out. If you're going to use chicken wire, make sure it's part of a secure coop or run with a solid roof. For those of you with free-range flocks, electric netting is a game changer. It's portable, easy to set up, and it'll give those ground predators a shocking surprise. Just remember, electric netting won't stop owls or hawks, so you'll still need some sort of overhead protection. No matter what type of poultry fencing you choose, make sure it's at least 6 feet high. And there you have it, multiple fencing options for cows, horses, goats, pigs, and poultry. The right fence can make all the difference in keeping your animals safe and your farm running smoothly. Remember, choosing the right fencing is an investment in your livelihood and the well-being of your animals. Take your time, do your research, and don't be afraid to ask for advice. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your farming friends. Got questions or tips about fencing? Drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and happy farming.